Department of Philosophy and most respected Professor Shubhada A. Joshi, Madam, respected Miss Kalari Lindo, Madam Coordinator, ICSSR, NERC, Shillong, all respected faculty members, research scholars, students, participants, and ladies and gentlemen. Welcome you all. I am truly honored that our chief speaker, Honorable Professor Shubhada A. Joshi, Madam, former professor and head Department of Philosophy and internationally acclaimed and renowned professor of philosophy of Mumbai University, amongst us today and will enlighten us Indian philosophical thought and status of women a connect. On behalf of organizing committee, once again, I offer my gratitude to all of you for your valuable time. Now we have a brief felicitation program. On behalf of Nagaon College Fraternity, we are we are very much delighted actually. We are very much delighted because we have with us eminent scholar, Professor Joshi Madam. And on behalf of Nagaon College Fraternity, we are going to felicitate Madam. Now I request our respected principal sir, felicitate Joshi Madam. I request Gayatri to help principal sir. Thank you so much. We have with us Miss Kalari Madam. Now I request HOD Philosophy, Dr. Nabaprasad Nath, to felicitate Madam. Thank you so much, sir. Now I request our respected principal, sir, to deliver his welcome address.
Namaskar. Good morning, all of you. Respected Shubhada Joshi Madam, respected Kalari Lindu, our Vice Principal, and the faculty members of different department and IQC coordinator, and my dear students and NCC cadets. We feel today is a very memorial day because the Honorable Professor Shubhada Joshi, former professor and the head of the Department of Philosophy of Mumbai University, today amongst us. What is philosophy? Actually, as a layman, I know that it is the fundamental nature of the knowledge, reality. And philosophy is the love of the wisdom. And today we have the great philosopher, which is recognized by the all over the Asa, not only in the India, in internationally she is famous as a philosopher. Professor Shubhada Joshi with us. I welcome Madam to our college. I also welcome the Indian Council of Social Science Research, Northeastern Region, Ms. Kalari A. Lindu, Coordinator ICIC and NRC. And I welcome all the faculty members and all the students present here. And I also offer my thanks, particularly the proactive coordinator of IQC Professor Bhuvan Chutia, and I also offer my thanks, particularly HOD and other faculty members of Philosophy Department for arranging this function, arranging this program. And I want to offer thanks and gratitude to the ICSSR New Delhi for selecting our college, Azadikar Amrit Utsav, and with the relevance with this program, the one lecture series is the Amrit KAAL. And Madam will be delivered lecture, very important topic. It's the Amrit KAAL VIMARSH VIKSIT BHARAT at the rate of 2047. Yes, it is definitely a very important topic. Definitely, it will be help particularly our student to enrich their knowledge. And what is today we are earn many information from the Google or other some portals, some others internet with the help of the other internet, some facilities. But getting the information, then we have to know the what is the meaning of knowledge and what is the difference between knowledge and wisdom. Today, the Professor Joshi ji present here will be deliver lecture. What is the wisdom? And as a man, what should be I have a philosophy? Without philosophy, we would not understand the life. What is my life? If I have no philosopher, then I have no life. I think it's a layman. Therefore, I think it's a very important and very memorable event today. The IC. Therefore, I want to again thanks to the ICR because they have selected our college, and I again offer my thanks and gratitude. No, word would be not enough to offer my thanks and gratitude to Professor Joshi because she took lot of pains from Maharashtra, Mumbai at the years of the 70 years. He came here to deliver the lecture. I offer my thanks and gratitude and welcome the madam and Kalari. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, sir, for your kind words. Before going to the proceeding of the today's uh, special lecture program, I want to highlight a gist about Nagaon College Autonomous to respected madam, especially established in the pre-independent era in 1944, Nagaon College, in its 79 years of glorious journey, has witnessed many achievements and significant development, which are the milestone of this elite academic institution. Started with a single stream of arts, the college now boasts of to have three streams with more than 3,609 students and 85 capable faculties with 450 numbers of publication in last 5 years to their credit in national and international peer review journals book chapter. Apart from 24 UG department, there are 12 PG department in the college. Moreover, college has introduced 9 PhD program as as per the UGC guidelines. Apart from 3 open and distance learning centers. Moreover, college has UGC funded BPhO programs, diploma courses, and 17 certificate courses, along with other self financed skill based programs. In addition, several major and minor research projects, the college has received DST funded fees grant and advanced institutional level biotech hub, a fully automated library with more than 62,000 books, journal reference books, as well as other publication in another asset of this institution. Apart from well-managed classroom, there are several ICT-mediated classroom and other facilities for better student support. The college possesses strong stakeholder alumni, parents, authority, and students who play a vital role in all-round development of the college. In the year 2020, UGC has conferred autonomous status to Nagaon College, and the college has undergone fourth cycle of NERC accreditation process with continuously scaling higher CGPA with 3.27 at present, and fourth cycle has been extended till 31st December 2025. Considering its quality initiative, NEC and UGC have conferred Nagaon College with the status of mentor institute, and NEC considered Margdarshan scheme. Also, MSRD selected College for Institutional Innovation Cell. Nagaon College Fraternity always tries to maintain clean, green, and social campus. As a recognition of clean and green campus, Mahatma Gandhi National Council for Rural Education, Ministry of Education, Government of India conferred District Green Champion Award to Nagaon College Autonomous for the year 2020-21. I am very much happy to share that in 2021, Government of Assam declared to upgrade Nagaon College as a university, and very recently, the Nagaon University Bill 2023 has passed in Assam Legislative Assembly on 14 September 2023. As a part of social responsibility and campus community activities, College Authority has initiated several activities to involve students in community service. Very recently, NSS unit of Nagaon College Autonomous in association with IQAC established Sarothi, the time bank for welfare of isolated as well as abandoned people of the college fraternity. Thank you so much, madam, for your patient listening. Now, I request Madam Kalari to give a brief gist about ICSSR activities and Northeastern regions centers activities. Yeah, please, ma'am.
Good morning, everyone. On behalf of the ICSSR NERC, I take this opportunity to thank you all for being here today and on this very auspicious lecture. I also would like to thank the principal, Dr. Sarat, and the IQAC coordinator, Dr. Bhuban, for all the trouble that they have taken to organize this lecture and to also ensure that everything goes well, especially as right from the time that Madam reached Guwahati till today and for her entire stay. I thank you all for that. I also would like to thank you for agreeing to host this AMRIT KAAL VIMARSH lecture at this college. The basic vision of AMRIT KAAL aims to embody an empowered and an inclusive economy where the benefits of development aims to reach all the aspects of the region and the country and to across all citizens, especially the youth, which is why the ICSSR has taken this initiative to organize and these lecture series, especially at the colleges, so that the youth are empowered and they know that they are the precursors to change. If they want change, they have to make it happen, and this all rests upon the young members of our country. And the ICSSR, by supporting this endeavor, also aims to promote social science research in the region, and thus we encourage all the young people to apply for grants and to make use of the various funding we fund seminars and workshops, but besides that, our basic aim is to promote social science in the region, and we want to encourage especially the youth to take advantage of that and to make use. And I also would like to thank Professor Shubhada A. Joshi for agreeing to be here today, who has come all the way from Mumbai, and despite all the hardships, she's here today to deliver a lecture on a very pertinent topic on the status of women, which is the need of the hour, and we all look forward to her lecture. So without taking much time, and before I would like to hand over the dice to her so that she will enlighten you all further. With these few words, thank you.
Thank you so much, madam, for your valuable words. Now we are eagerly waiting for this special moment. Before going to her speech, I just want to highlight this very difficult task for me to introduce such a eminent scholar within a few minutes. Still then, I just want to highlight about Madam Professor Joshi, Professor and Head Retired Department of Philosophy, University of Mumbai, Lifetime Achievement Award. She received the Lifetime Achievement Award 2020, 2002, Jewel and Review Award 2021, Award and Scholarship with the top rank at the BA and MA, Chairperson or Member of Board of Studies of Mumbai, Nagpur, Baroda, Goa, Dharwad, Jhansi and Mindapur Universities, Chairperson of Research and Ethical Committees, Hindustan Unilever for more than 10 years, Member of Committees of UGC Philosophy, ICPR Indian Council for Philosophical Research, New Delhi, Chairperson of Committees for Value Education, New Delhi, under New Education Policy, books entitled book edited, Madam edited book Women in Ancient and Medieval India, New Delhi, many more. So we have with us such a eminent scholar. So without wasting much time, now I request most respected Joshi Madam to enlighten us with her very relevant topic. Yes, ma'am, please.
That's important. Good morning, everybody. Nice to see you all here, young students, and especially many more girls here. Vibrant youth, respected dais, all faculty members and scholars sitting in front of me. Thank you very much for kind words which you said about me. Uh, it's really a great opportunity for me. No doubt I traveled from Mumbai to your place. But I had been to this part for Indian Philosophical Congress, and I knew how people love philosophy. There may be few colleges where philosophy is taught, but still, if you scratch a little, Indian people love philosophy. And whenever there are programs, especially public programs, addressing Indian philosophy, right from youth to old age, you will find everyone participating in the process. So, very happy to be here. And what I would like to say here is, since I was told, and this is again, in a way, very popular phenomena in India, that philosophy is studied mostly by girl students, and few boys are there. So I thought that if the audience is mainly of philosophy, and that way even for arts stream also, and I see here many more girl students, but it will be the topic of interest to boys also. The topic is about women empowerment, but not completely from the modern perspective or not completely from the ancient perspective. I'll try to relate the ancient and the modern perspective regarding the women empowerment. I'll mainly confine to the very basic treatise of ancient Indian history and philosophy, and that is one of the very ancient Vedas,
I don't want to frighten you because I'm not going to quote anything in Sanskrit. I'll speak in English. But let me tell you the name of that ancient text, and that is called Rig Veda. You might have studied in the school that there are four Vedas: Rig, Sam, Atharva. Nice, great. So, Rigveda is one of the oldest one. What sort of a picture of ancient Indian woman we get from Rigveda? So I'm not going to tell you much philosophy, I'm going to tell you the stories. The stories from Rigveda and the stories from the modern phenomena, especially during the COVID situation. So, when we look at women empowerment, there are certain important aspects we give a thought to. Whether a woman is given the power for decision making, whether her position is respectable in the society, family, other social institutions, whether she is permitted to play different roles as homemaker or as very beloved daughter, a beloved wife, a ruler, an educator, a warrior, and a number of such roles. So, a woman empowerment doesn't simply, as I look at it, I don't look at it as economic empowerment. It's the power to decide about not only one's life, but along with one's life, about one's children, about one's family, and not in an isolated way, but along with or in consensus with other members of different social institutions. Whether it's a family, whether it's a school, whether it is education institution, whether it is a governance, in whichever capacity the role is played, whether while playing that role, very significant contributions are done by women. So let me begin with. The period of Rigveda is very ancient one. I'm not going to tell you about the period because I'm sure the way you told me the names of four Vedas, you are slightly aware of the ancient period of the Vedas. Very ancient. So what is the picture of the society and especially of women which we see? Let me tell you first the role played by women as ruler in Vedic society. I'm not giving you reference of Prime Minister Madam Indira Gandhi ji, who was the lady Prime Minister. And then of course, there are so many women participating in politics and power in the modern world. Rigvedic period, there are rulers, women rulers, the warriors, those who fought. For example, there comes one name. She is Vishpala, queen of King KAAL, and KAAL has participated in a war and trying to defeat the enemy. But KAAL, instead of being victorious, is defeated and comes back. And then the queen asks the king, what happened? He says, I'm defeated. Queen says, I will accompany you and let us, both of us, along with our soldiers, go to the front. She tries to fight and almost on the verge of defeating the enemy, she loses her left leg. her left leg gets cut. Now, the further interesting story is she has not withdrawn. She slightly goes back and she offers prayer to Ashwini Kumaras, and they are the doctor or Vaidya of the Devas. In other words, the tradition of Ayurveda, actually it is believed, started from Ashwini Kumaras. And Rigveda says that Ashwini Kumaras heard the prayer and she was given artificial leg, and she fought and she became victorious. So that was the story of Queen Vishpala. Now, in the contemporary period, we may look at the fighters. Of course, there are women who join armed forces, also Navy. They also join our air forces. There are many of them. They are officers. But I would like you to tell the stories of women fighters, those who fought during COVID period. It was a total lockdown and the pandemic was its peak. The hospitals were full of patients. People were dying. And majority of the nurses from the cities of Maharashtra and maybe cities elsewhere also, they were women, doctors and nurses. And they worked day in and day out without caring for their own health, whether they will be defeated or whether they will defeat the COVID. And they were so confident that they thought that, well, we will defeat. I don't know whether you might have been very young during COVID period, but I'm sure the faculty members must have seen our Prime Minister having a word with the nurses, doing their duties 24/7 without going home for at least 3 months. They were in the hospital. They did not care about their children, their family. They thought that the family will be taken care of by other family members. This was the situation in the metropolitan cities of Maharashtra like Pune and Mumbai and Solapur and Satara, and the fight was going on against the pandemic. So the nature of fight was different. But the enemy was really very, very dangerous. And the fear of death was there. And once you are down with the disease, there was no guarantee that the life will be saved. So that was the situation. Of course, we know that, as I said, there are girls and women joining our Air Force and Navy, and freedom fighter women are there. The freedom fighting capacity of women, when we were not really independent and we were ruled by Britishers, many women, and especially from Bengal, many women really, Bengal and Maharashtra, the girls from the age group of 16, 18, 20, they fought against the Britishers. My point is that the fighting spirit was there in the ancient period where Vishpala fought. There is also another story from Rigveda where sage Mudgala and his wife is called Mudgalani, and they were invaded. And they had a small Gurukul. In the Gurukul, there were few students, and also to support the students, there were some cows, and then the farm products, because they had a farm, and the, the cattle were looted, the whatever was there to support the students, that also was looted. Mudgala tried to fight, and again he found himself not really competent. Having seen that, his wife came forward and then started fighting. What I'm trying to suggest here is that NCC and NSS had its roots in that particular period, where the girls also were taught how to fight. Otherwise, they would not have fought. They knew, they were told. Very, very interesting references are there. You know, the lover is going on the battlefield and the beloved is saying a goodbye. And she says, "You'll remind me. You will always remember me." How will you remember me? Whenever you will take an arrow and then you will try to use it with your bow, and when you stretch the string will be whispering near your ear, when it is stretched, and that whisper will remind you of my whispering into your ears. But you fight. Don't get diverted just because you think that I am whispering in your ears. So it's a very beautiful combination where a beloved is encouraging the lover to go. What is important is we not only find the women, those who fought, but there are also women who were interested in education. They were interested in developing their intellectual facets. You might have heard about the names of Gargi and Maitreyi, because these two names are quoted very often. But the interesting story I will tell you. Gargi was in the royal court of King Janaka. King Janaka doesn't mean necessarily father of Sita. Janaka 1, Janaka 2, Janaka 3, the whole lineage is called Janaka. So in the Upanishadic period, there comes a story. In the royal court of King Janaka, he felicitates Maitreyi, and he calls Maitreyi a Brahmavadini. Brahmavadini means as if she is conferred a PhD degree. You are having the highest honor in my royal court. Gargi gets up and she says, "O king, how you dare calling her a Brahmavadini? She has not defeated me in the debate. So I challenge her. Let her defeat me in the debate. Then I will accept that she is a Brahmavadini." King accepts. And then the debate takes place. Maitreyi is a married woman. Gargi is not. She is running her own Gurukul. But then Gargi is defeated in the debate, and then Gargi admits that yes, you are a Brahmavadi. That is a bit philosophical debate, so I won't tell you because it will go into the nitty-gritties of philosophy. But remember that education and learning was of prime importance. Also, there comes a very beautiful story where, as a mother, she is inspiring her son to go in for education. She is Itara. Her name is Itara. She is working as a servant in the family. You know, in one of the households, just as we have maid servants in our house, she is a maid servant. And as a maid servant, she is not able to support completely the education process of her son. So son decides that I will quit and I will support my mother. But the mother disagrees. And she says, well, if you quit learning and if you are not giving preference to education, then don't speak to me. Then she insults the son. She abuses the son. The son then decides that I will show my face to my mother only when I will be learning. He goes to a Gurukul. Then he says that my mother wants me to learn. The teacher preceptor accepts him because he says that my mother is a poor worker. She can't pay any Guru Dakshina. The teacher says okay. And he learns. And then he composes one Upanishad which is named after Itara, and it is called Aitareya Upanishad. That is the Upanishad which is composed by the son of Itara. You know, it is as if like a modern mother sitting with a danda and telling the son or the daughter that if you don't work hard and if you don't succeed, don't show me your face. So that is how Itara inspires. And then the Aitareya Upanishad is very famous. You know, the women educators, the tradition continues. Medieval period on also during the British days. Modern though we all know. Maybe you might have heard Mahatma Jyotiba Phule from Maharashtra, who was a person did pioneering work for educating the girls, young girls at the age of 8, at the age of 10. And the first high school for the girls' education was started in Pune by Mahatma Jyotiba Phule. And he taught his wife, and she became the teacher in that school to teach the girl students. So, Savitribai Phule was there. Then, you might have also heard, or if not, Maharshi Karve. He was the great revolutionary worker who worked again for education of women in the 19th century. Where 19th century women were not even allowed to come out of their house. And especially for the widows. The condition of the widows all over India was not really very good. He decided to start educating the widows, the child widows especially, because the marriage used to take place in early childhood and the mortality rate was high. And then that widowed child, the situation used to be very, very pathetic. So, Maharshi Karve, Maharshi was, he was called later. Maharshi Karve, he started educating girls, the young girls. And of course, the beginning was very small. And his wife, Maya Karve, she learned. And then she started teaching the girls children. And now we have a huge university campus in Pune, which is SNDT University. It's also in Gujarat, SNDT University. And so many So many courses are offered in the SNDT University, Gujarat and Maharashtra. Scholarships are given, free ships are given, even today, and encouragement to educate girls. So that legacy of Gargi Maitreyi coming down, and you may give me some more names also from Assam, from Bengal, from Meghalaya, those who contributed to women education, maybe 19th century, 20th century, 21st century, 22nd century, because still lot of efforts for girls education are required. So I'm very happy to see number of girls here, and of course attending this particular lecture. So now that there are many professors, many vice chancellors for women, so it's not now considered as something which is a great achievement as such on the basis of discriminating sex. But in the 19th century, yes, it was. So the legacy of Gargi Maitreyi, I'm not mentioning in between period, because that will be again going to saint literature and women saints from all over India, those who contributed to the culture by way of their compositions. But that will be too lengthy a thing, and therefore I'm omitting that particular part. My point is that what we find is some thin line which has a continuity there. So, what is very important is that now today there are scholars, women scholars, in every domain, whether it is science, whether it is technology, whether it is aviation, whether it is aeronautics, whether it is even space. You know, Chandrayaan Mohim, and we have seen the women scientists participating in the program and then contributing there. So, what we find is now creating wealth. Women in Vedic period, they were creators of wealth also. Now, you might have known about Sage Agasti. If not, let me tell you, Sage Agasti, one of the very well-known sages of the 7 sages, and his wife Lopamudra. And the credit given to Sage Agasti is that he is the pioneering person in giving technique of agriculture. And entire agriculture towards south is the gift of Sage Agasti. And he has spent his more than half a lifetime. And his wife, Agasti's wife, Lopamudra, she says, now we are getting old. Now you have contributed enough for society because you have imparted the full technique of agriculture to the people of South, also people of North. Now let us think about starting our family. They are married, huh? They are married long back. And now she is requesting that let us now think about our own family. So the wealth creators, they are there. Like Lopamudra, she is holding hand of her husband. Maybe like Narayan Murthy and Sudha Murthy of the contemporary period, where Sudha Murthy also is trying to contribute to. Have you heard of Narayan Murthy, Infosys?
Yes.
Is a chairperson of Infosys, which is a very well-known industry contributing into our own wealth of the nation. Do you know name of Narayan Murthy? Infosys. And his wife Sudha Murthy. You know, उनका जमाई जो है ना ऋषि सुनक, वो नारायण मूर्ति. So the wealth creators in the modern times and the wealth creators of the ancient times, you know, the queens. Let me tell you an interesting story of a queen from Rigveda. She is a queen, a ruler, Shishiyasi. And what is she is the wife of King Taranta. But she is able administrator, the wealth creator, and concerned about the well-being of her people. And she is moving around in her small kingdom, and she comes across a young student lamenting, crying bitterly, and she asks him, "Why are you crying?" He says, I want to receive education." Then she says, "But why is it that you want to have education?" He says, "I am in love of one girl." But the father of the girl says, "Unless you are educated and unless you prove your merit, I'm not going to give hand of my daughter to you. So I want to learn." But he says, "I don't have money, so what do I do? I'm really frustrated, and I think I don't have any other way but to sacrifice my life because I don't want to marry any other girl." Rigveda, he's mad in love with that girl. Queen Shashiyasi says, "Okay, I'll make arrangements for your education, but you must learn sincerely." So she provides the strength, she provides money, she makes all the arrangement, and the mourning fellow joins the education institution, learns, and then again comes back on the bank of that river, tries to meet the queen. And in praise of the queen, the composition is there. And the composer says, well, Taranta and Shashiyasi, they are a couple. Usually it is said that Shashiyasi is the wife of Taranta, but I prefer to say that Taranta is the husband of Shashiyasi because she is really capable and she is a good administrator and she is concerned about the well-being of her own people. So that is the story of Shashiyasi and Taranta. There are many references about Samudri Vyapar, that is the trade, commerce, where the entire commerce is carried out through sea. So we were a maritime society. And in that, there are many references where the merchants are carrying the ships full of all sorts of commodities and materials and wealth, and they are going to other parts of the world, earning money, and again coming back where their ships are full with money as well as the commodities and things which they have bought from the other countries. We also have, women joining Navy. I don't know whether you have seen it on the television, where some 11 lady members of Navy conducted a tour through certain part of the oceans of the world and came back to India in a successful manner, and that was shown on television. And they all managed, they managed everything by themselves. Engineering, and then driving that particular ship, and then managing on sea and off sea, everything. 7 of them. And they did it successfully. So my point is that what is very important is the role played by women. Let me tell you one very interesting story. The role of, you may say it's all right that she is an educator, she is a Brahmavadini, she goes out and she is a ruler and administrator. But what about the housewife? Whether the housewife was given a status of significance, honor? Yes, of course. That is because if you are familiar with the ashrama system, that is 4 stages of life: brahmacharya, grahastha. Grahastha means a married life. Brahmacharya, it means that one has to practice celibacy, whether it's a girl or a boy, prepare for further life, and maybe after some years, one has to enter into the life of a householder, and that is called grahastha. So grahastha, it means grihe sthitaha, one who stays in the house, the householder, and she is a grahaswamini. Look at the name which is referred in Rigveda. She is called a grahaswamini. She is not a servant. She is not the maid. She is called grahaswamini and a grahastha. And a grahaswamini is expected to take care of. And you know, there is a very beautiful Vivaha Sukta. And the Vivaha Sukta says the deities are coming and blessing basically Vadhu. Vadhu means the girl who is entering it into marriage. And they are saying that you take care of your mother-in-law and father-in-law till they become old and till they complete the 100 years of their life. You take care. You know, all sorts of relationships, the names occur in Rigveda, the family relationships. And then progeny is always considered important because the continuity of human race is important. And why continuity of human race? It's never for the sake of enjoyment. Human birth was considered important not for the sake of enjoyment, but it is the birth where, due to efforts, the divinity which is potentially present in each and every individual, without any exception. Rigveda doesn't say that whether the individual is belonging to this particular sect or it doesn't mention any sect, any religion at all. All the time it keeps on saying about the Vedic goals. And one of the Vedic goals of life is to experience that highest divinity which is within every individual, whether a man or a woman. And it is human birth, therefore, considered important. So why was progeny important? Because an opportunity for realization of the highest potential within us is possible because of human birth. So human birth was considered very, very significant. And therefore, mother's role was important. Mother's role was important. So, again, a soldier requesting the quiver where the bows are put. You please protect the bows as the mother protects the child. So role of mother is very important. We always know this, na? Matru Devo Bhava, Pitru Devo Bhava, Acharya Devo Bhava. If you don't know, then keep it in mind. We should respect our parents. We should respect our teachers because they help us to progress, not materially, but they help us to progress in the virtual way. Virtual in the sense virtuous way. We become virtuous people. We become really worthy of calling ourselves as human persons. Otherwise, it will be just human being. There is a difference between human being and a human person. Human being is like any other animal. But human person is educated, learned, but it's not just the degrees, but it is the values and the virtues which are practiced by the human person. And that is what is taught by the family members, the mother, the father. And therefore, mother's role was important. And marriage was considered very sacred and important, where the prayers are to the divine celestial beings that please come and bless the bride and the groom so that they will have a very wonderful family. Children who will really take forward the legacy of being good human persons, either being educators or being fighters or soldiers or doctors or engineers, not for the sake of money. They may be doctors, but they may not work for humanity. They may work only for money. Money is required, no doubt about it. Money is never belittled in the Vedic philosophy. But money is not ultimate. Money is not everything. Money is just one of the methods to have the higher goals of life. So in Vedas and Upanishads, it was never said ki live in poverty. Never. It was with abundance. And therefore, the very beautiful idea is that we all are born in debts. Karz hai hamare upar. When we are born as human persons, because we are better, because we have been given intellect, we have the capacity to think about, we can imagine, we can construct, we can create. अभी चांद पे जा सकते हैं तो क्या बात है? No other creatures can do it. We are unique. Therefore, the responsibility on us is also very unique. And the responsibility is that we are in debt. We are in debt of our parents because they have given us the human birth. We also are in debt with our teachers, the Rishi Rana, the teachers, because they have given us knowledge. All that enlightenment which is imparted by very learned people of the society, we are in debt. So Matru Pitru Rana, Rishi Rana, and then we are also in debt of our forefathers, other than our parents. And there is the fourth one, which is the Runa called Manushya Runa or Manava Runa. And this Runa can be paid back by serving food to a hungry person, because the survival of human body is very, very important. So, the idea of Rita and Rina. Rita means to follow the natural order. And very important thing is that all birds, all animals, except human person, everyone is bound by the natural order because they don't have the capacity to transgress the natural order. Only human persons have. Because of our greed, because of our lust. And therefore, human persons are told that we have to recognize the depth of all these, because of whom our life is so beautiful. And with this beautiful life, we again have to pay back to society. And again, I will now end my lecture with a very beautiful quotation where it's a woman composer. And 27 women composers are there. Much later are Plato's dialogue, but the scholars are of the opinion that in the Plato's dialogue, not a single woman participant is there in the dialogue. Here, 27 women composers are there. Forget about the mathematical part of it. One women composer, she says, as a housewife, she's a housewife. She says, my husband is a very learned person, respected in Sabha, Sabheyam. My son is very, very valuable, brave, is a soldier, and defeats enemy. Shatru Hanothu. My daughter also is learned, and she calls herself she calls herself as the head of the family, because she is describing her husband, her son, her daughter, and she says, it's my household and I'm the furling flag on my household. My house is known because I'm there on my house as a furling flag. You know, what a beautiful composition. And such a beautiful composition again is reiterated in the medieval period by one Marathi saint poet. She again poetess, a woman. She calls herself, she is the devotee of Vithala, and she says there are so many devotees of Vithala, and they are very learned, they are scholars, they are really they have constructed this beautiful temple of this Vithala Bhakti, devotion of Vithala. Everyone has his or her position in the temple. Somebody is the foundation, somebody is the idol, but she says, I am the furling flag on the temple. The saint women composer of the medieval period. So girls and boys, you have to carry forward this legacy. And I'm sure that in the institution where your teachers are so capable and so concerned about, you must be receiving education where you will be contributing to our country, to your own household. You know, step by step one goes on increasing the expanding horizon, and ultimately it comes to the universe. So, lot of expectations of your teachers from you, and I am also a teacher, though I am not directly teaching you, but I also say that let you all live for 100 years. Let you all learn and contribute to the field of knowledge for 100 years will be too much, but I will say 25 years. Contribute in a significant way. And let your knowledge be of use to society, both the girls and the boys. Whether you remain as housewives, whether you work in the society, girls, don't think that you're not contributing. Because creating a wonderful family also is a contribution to the society. And of course, boys, don't think that you will be earning money means that you are superior, because it will be your responsibility to contribute to create a wonderful family, because family cannot be created either by girl alone or a boy alone. It has to be both a man and a woman. So I wish you all the best for the future. And once again, thank you very much for inviting me here. And I was was really looking forward because after a long time, I have a dialogue with such young minds. Otherwise, those who are doing their MA and PhD, वो सारे बन चुके होते हैं, उन पर इतना असर नहीं होता. But you are young minds. Keep the word up and keep reporting to your teachers, and your teachers will really be delighted, very happy. Thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Madam, for your very excellent and thought-provoking lecture. In between, I missed few things somewhere. I think all of us highly benefited. Now this program is open for discussion. I request most respected faculty members sitting here and research scholar and students. Definitely we have query. So I request first student. Madam, it's okay? Student first. Any query from student side?
Most welcome.
Because we are very lucky enough, and it is our great opportunity. Such a eminent scholar among with us. We are research scholars.
Thank you, ma'am. Ma'am, we have seen that in today's world, sexual exploitation and trafficking, these incidents are increasing day by day. Then, can we say that women and men are equal and equality maintains in the society?
Very good question. You know, it's not a one-way responsibility that the boys should be well behaving. Responsibility is both ways. Why is it that at such a young age the provocation is there? And what is the purpose of having a body? These are the things which are not discussed within the groups, young students, within the classrooms, within the family. We have been given body as a gift because the body is the house for the consciousness to stay in. Consciousness cannot work in vacuum. Consciousness, that is intelligence, buddhi, dhi, prajna, medha. There are different shades of intelligence. We all have been gifted with this, and this can be displayed only when we have a body. So body is very important. But who cares about body? You wear good clothes. All right. Wear good clothes. Good enough. Nobody says that you remain in poverty or you have a shabby dress. No. But exposing the body? Are not girls using such dresses exposing the body? Colleges in Mumbai, the staff members are standing at the gate doing the policing job. Some of the girls, even some of the boys, when they come in vulnerable dress, they are sent back. Why is it that this should be done by the teachers? What is happening in the family? This may be the extreme case. But when it is a co-ed, this sort of approach and understanding should be imparted in the institutions, in the co-curricular programs, in the debates, that we are coming here to learn, to become something. लव मेकिंग के लिए नहीं आते, वो हिंदी सिनेमा में ठीक है. आर वी गोइंग टू रूइन आवर लाइफ? 17 साल की उम्र में क्या अक्ल है हो भी, वी आर नॉट अर्निंग, वी आर नॉट एबल टू सपोर्ट आवरसेल्व्स. सो माय होल पॉइंट इज द सॉर्ट ऑफ अवेयरनेस शुड बी देयर इन द यूथ which may be created by the previous generation, which may be created amongst yourselves. I don't say that आप लोग सारे dumb हो, नहीं, बहुत होशियार हो, and you are discussing things within your groups. अरे इसके साथ उसका है, उसके साथ इसका है. Discuss ये करने के बजाय give a thought to this, that for what purpose are we out in the society? I'm not saying college. I'm saying any social institution. For what purpose are we out as a member of society? And are we going to therefore take back the pages of history so that the women cannot go out? It's a joint responsibility. And therefore, the work really is needed on this, within the family, within the groups where the friends are both the girls and the boys, even in the classrooms of the educational institutions. Colleges तो बहुत दूर की बात है, आजकल स्कूल के बच्चे भी एक दूसरे को बोलते हैं I love you. मुझे पता नहीं है, मुझे किसी ने कहा. अभी मेरे ग्रैंड चिल्ड्रन भी ग्रोन अप है, तो एक ऐसे ही मुझे कहा, नानी दादी आप तो बहुत पुराने जमाने के हो गए, ये तो रोज गेट पे बोला जाता है. मैं कहा पागल हो गए तुम लोग, रोज गेट पे ये बोलने की बात है. दादी नानी का नुक्सा काम नहीं करेगा, पेरेंट्स का करेगा, फ्रेंड्स का करेगा, टीचर्स का करेगा. And friend circle is the most effective tool to control the group. Whether you agree or whether you don't agree, but I think so. दादी नानी कोई काम नहीं करेंगे, मेरा जो कहा है आप भूल जाओगे, लेकिन वो जो आपके ग्रुप्स है ना बैठे, आप जो चर्चा करेंगे ना वो आप लोगों के साथ रहेगी. रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी के साथ चर्चा करना. थैंक यू.
Yeah, thank you so much. Yeah. Any? Yes.
My one important question is that though it is seen that most atrocities are done by men to suppress the women, but in general it is found that most atrocities are done by women against women. That is the main problem. So it is to be observed. How it is to be observed?
There is a point in it. Yeah, there is a point in it. And you know, many times when it is a war between two women in the family, the poor man suffers. But joke apart, you know, everybody has to play a role with responsibility. Find out the reason why there are clashes between two women. Whenever there are clashes, then all other persons in the family should work as mediator. There is no way out. Either you allow the fight to go on, or other, I'm not saying only the male members, I'm saying the others. If it's in the family, say saas bahu ka jhagda hai, so there may be a sister in the family, the husband, the brother, maybe brother's wife, the other relatives, the neighbors. आजकल नेबर में रिलेशन कहाँ है? कौन पड़ोस में रहता है पता ही नहीं है. My point is, there may be quarrels with family members, but the basic love, basic respect, and the basic understanding that we all have to live together, if that is there, then things will be much easier. Because when people with two different attitudes, approaches, goals, they come together, it takes time to adjust with one another. तो सास बहू होगी, हस्बैंड वाइफ होंगे. ऐसे नहीं कि हस्बैंड वाइफ में झगड़ा नहीं होता, होता है. आप लोगों को अभी अनुभव नहीं है, आ जाएगा. तब याद रखना, quarrel, differences, disputes is not the way out. Resolving the conflict, overcoming the disputes, have a dialogue, sit together, find a way out, and keep the love in the family very much alive. अपने पत्नी से कभी बोला करो ना, बहुत अच्छा काम करती हो. माँ को क्यों डरना है? और माँ को भी ये कहा करो कि आपकी पोजीशन तो सबसे ऊंची है ना. तो पत्नी ने भी हस्बैंड से कहना चाहिए. आई लव यू नहीं कहने की जरूरत नहीं यार बात. But you are holding the responsibility of this household and you are supporting the family. So we are grateful to you. क्या अर्ज है? My point is, disputes can be overcome provided we give preference to a dialogue. But we don't go forward. मैं क्यों जाऊं? अरे वो ही हर बार मैं नहीं जाऊं. What's wrong if we go one step forward? इंटरनेशनल पॉलिटिक्स में भी यही होता है. जब तू मैं चलती है ना, तू मैं में, एस जयशंकर सोचते हैं भारत को कितना नुकसान होगा. अरे इतना नुकसान होगा क्या, चलो मैं एक स्टेप आगे बढ़ता हूँ. या तो दूसरे क्रोएशिया वाले सोचते हैं अरे हमारे कंट्री को कितना नुकसान होगा, चलो एक कदम पीछे आते हैं. My point is, our ego is not important. What is important is keeping the family ties with love, respect. It's not the case that every time we expect others to surrender. But it is love, respect, acceptance, and dialogue. These are the 4 ways that all sorts of disputes will come to an end. And by families, there are disputes in the educational institutions, within the departments, between teachers and students. What are we going to do? Are we going to leave the institution? We have to sort it out. So, very good question. Thank you very much.
Thank you. Any more?
Thank you, madam. I am Dr. Ramla Sharma from Philosophy Department. First of all, I would like to thank you for coming all the way from Mumbai and enlightening us with this such a relevant topic. And actually, I don't have any queries or questions. Just somewhere in your lecture, I noted, like you told about freedom fighter, women freedom fighter from Bengal and Maharashtra. Yes. And I'd like to add just one point, small point, and I think it is a good platform to share, and we believe that sharing is caring. Okay, so we have also in Assam, we have also women warrior, yes, women freedom fighter, Kanaglata. So yes, probably you might have forgotten or you have missed that point. That's why I just mentioned it, and I think you won't mind. Thank you so much, ma'am.
Yeah. Actually, good that you raised this point, but I never wanted to go into much detail of that. But I have stories of women workers from Assam who contributed in a very significant way during COVID. During COVID, I have stories from women from Kerala, those who were again fighting COVID, stories after stories. And freedom fight, yes, of course, every part of India has participated in the freedom fight. I mentioned Maharashtra and Bengal because number of women freedom fighters coming to my mind are more from these. It doesn't mean that other parts have not participated. But my focus was not to highlight the freedom fight movement. I just wanted to make it a point that just as women warriors were there in the ancient period, so also there are women warriors during our freedom fight, women warriors also. And war not necessarily means you're going on the battlefield. That is one part of it. But that's why I said COVID fight is there. And then look at this Chandrayaan Mohim. And they have left their families back for days together. And they are in the space center. And they are working day in and day out. Now, are we looking at them that they are the women from this particular part of the country or that particular part of the country? We say these are the Indian women. But when it comes to highlight a particular point, then that particular point it becomes unavoidable. And why Maharashtra? Because the first great impact of British education was on Maharashtra. It was Pune, it was Mumbai. And deliberate efforts to educate women with British education was in Maharashtra. So Maharashtra. Thank you.
Yes.
Madam, I am from Political Science Department. My question is, so far the government is concerned, government has provided representation to the various bodies, right from parliament, legislation to local bodies. And my observation so far the local bodies are concerned in Gram Sabha or in Panchayats. On the basis of reservation, women are selected or they are elected. But in most cases, what happens, the women, they do not come out after elected, they do not take their responsibility. And the male part do the official works or other things. Even the family also support them, there you go. But still the women do not go out for all these things. So what should be the solution in this case?
It's really a pathetic situation. It's really something it should not have happened. But it happens, especially in the villages when lady sarpanch is there and the actual karobar sarpanch ke pati ke haath mein. There are always two sides. Whenever a particular policy is declared, a declared policy is never 100% good or 100% bad. It has some good points, it has some bad points. To convert bad points into good points is the power of the people of India, we people. And it will take at least some years more, but we also don't work in that direction. We also should address such issues within our locality, within the municipality, wherever it is possible, in the schools, in the colleges, in the public address meetings, and wherever it is possible, we also should. What we do is We express our anger. Expressing anger is one way. I don't say that don't express anger. But marginalizing of women is still there. Maybe cities, women have freedom. But in the deep rural areas, where education is still not possible, especially in the poor families, priority is given for the son to have education and not the daughter. So, the efforts of all such bills and amendments is to allow women to have some position of dignity. But then for all that, we all have to work in that direction. But what we do is we think that it is somebody else's responsibility. And we keep blaming the policy. Blaming the policy, yes, well and good. Let us write in the newspapers about the policy and the shortcomings of the policy, but at the same time, let us also be constructive about it and try to suggest at least some better points through which the implementation of the policy can be effectively done. We always think about women, those who are in a way enjoying priority. But at least more than 50% girls and women, those who are deprived from higher education or given second order priority. First is for the boy, second is for the girl. आज भी यही है कि बेटी की पहले शादी कर देते हैं, especially when it is the financial crisis. Financial crisis. I remember when I did my graduation, and everybody in the family was after me. लड़का देख लेते, लड़का देख लेते, लड़का देख लेते. मैंने सोचा किसका हाथ पकड़ूं. मैंने फादर का हाथ पकड़ा. मैंने कहा पिताजी मुझे पढ़ना है. I don't want to marry. At this age, I will marry, no doubt about it. But not after graduation. I want to do my masters. And my father agreed. इस तरह का जो एक डायलॉग फैमिली में होना चाहिए वो होता नहीं है. Reasons may be many, but the girls are always given backward position, backbenchers, especially when it is the financial crisis. So if that changes, then much change will take place. Thank you.
Thank you so much. I think we have query, but we had a sort of times. So thank you so much, madam, for your very brilliant, excellent, and thought-provoking lecture. I myself highly benefited. I think all of us highly benefited. Now we end of this session. I request Head of the Department Philosophy, Nagaon College Autonomous, Dr. Nabo Prasad Nath, to offer vote of thanks.
But just one word of appreciation. The audience was wonderful, and the question answer session, for me, I enjoyed it. The question answer session. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Dr. Pawan Sutia. Respected Joshi Madam, respected Kalari and respected gatherings. I am standing here before you to offer vote of thanks on behalf of Nagaon College Fraternity. At the outset, I would like to express our gratitude to ICSSR for sponsoring such a wonderful lecture and choosing our college as the venue. I really express gratitude on behalf of the family, college family, to ICSSR. Then I would like to express our gratitude to Joshi Madam. Ma'am, your wonderful lecture really enriched our students, starting from the ancient Indian thought, starting from women's in ancient Indian philosophical heritage. You mentioned very nicely all the points like Rito, Rino, then the role of women, how women played their respective role in the society, in the battlefield, in the family, all the fields how women had played their crucial role in ancient India, in medieval India, and in modern India till today. How women are playing the roles and how we should encourage them. You nicely pointed out, and we asked or requested our students to gather here. And I personally believe they will highly benefited, particularly the points like when they have to choose the groups friend circle, they should be very cautious. This is very important. This lesson definitely they will carry with them. When you will have your friendship, be careful, which our ma'am has already mentioned. And then another thing, very important, ma'am has mentioned that is four factors in the family. Actually, we have so many incidents in the family level, so many unfortunate incidents because of some lacking points. Then lacking points, ma'am has mentioned like we should have love among us, then respect, then dialogue, then surrendering. So these are very important key points, ma'am. You have very nicely mentioned to our students, and I personally believe they will be highly benefited. Then another thing, you mentioned that women should not be designated as unemployed women, like conventional term I'm using. They should not be termed as housewife. Rather, as Indian philosophical heritage says, griha samini, then we should say in English house owner. So we should delete the word housewife, homemaker or house owner. It is very, from today we can have decision that women, the conventionally unemployed women should be considered as homemaker or house owner, which our Indian heritage also advocated. Ma'am, so many things. I don't have much time to mention all these things. Grihastita, grihastita. What a beautiful term you added. Grihastita. Women are grihastita. They used to be at the home, which protect the house. So these are some of the nice points our students as well as we carry with us throughout the life. Thank you, ma'am. On behalf of the college family, we are really grateful. We are very thankful to you, and we believe, we expect that in coming future you will keep showering your blessings on our institution. Thank you, ma'am. I'm thankful to Kalari ma'am. Ma'am, you as a coordinator NERC ICSSR, you have given your valuable time. You mentioned the significance of the such program to us, and your gracious presence really encouraged us. And in future also, we hope that ICSSR will encourage in this way to our institution. Thank you, ma'am. We are thankful to our dynamic principal, sir. Our principal, sir, as you all know, he's a vibrant leader in our institution as well as in Assam. He always encourages us in organizing such type of institution. We are thankful to our principal, sir. Then coordinator IQAC, he is very dynamic. He is always active in such type of initiation. We are thankful to coordinator Dr. Bhuvan Sutia. Then we are very much thankful to our faculty members, esteemed faculty members. In spite of having so many examination duties, they has spent their valuable time in this program. We are really thankful to our faculty members, particularly the members from economics department, members from zoology department. HOD of zoology, Lalit Mohan Goswami, has escorted ma'am from yesterday. We are really thankful to Dr. Goswami. Then I'm very thankful to my colleagues, departmental colleagues, former HODs, then my research scholars, then our students, including NSS, NCC, all the students. They are very prompt, very active, and probably more questions are there in their mind. Because of lack of time, they are not raising their questions. I am really thankful all the students, all the dignitaries present here. And finally, I am thankful to the technical persons who are really helpful in keeping record all these programs and all the well wishers due to the initiation of which today's program has become a successful. Thank you all of you.
Thank you so much, Dr. Dabur Prasanna, for your kind words and both of things. Now the end of this session. We wind up this session with our national anthem. I request all of this gathering to go for it.
जनगण मन अधिनायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल गंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उज्जल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मांगे गाहे तव जय गाथा जन गण मंगल नायक जय हे भारत भाग्य विधाता जय हे जय हे जय हे जय 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 हे
Thank you so much. I request all respected faculty members and students, we have a light refreshment outside. I request all of students and faculty members.